welcome to Nerdgoblinart. I'm Lula. It's Froggy Friday and I have my froggies out. I've also got out my Let's Resin Epoxy resin. I forgot what it was called. It's the Daniel Cooper mix because I'm going to do two and I want to do the Petri effect on the frogs. I sped you up there because I was having massive issues opening the bottles. It's been probably about 3 months since I last used this resin. I only ever use this resin for Petri art. There's nothing wrong with it. I've only had it, I've not had it more than 6 months, but it just was really difficult to open the bottles and I had to get Mr. Goblin to help me. So I'm just giving a spritz with my isopropyl alcohol and I'm going to fill the frog up so much, but the frogs, I say frogs, the other frog is waiting on the sidelines because I knew I'd done too much resin and I wanted to do two anyway, so there. So I'm only going to be doing so much into the belly and slightly into the arms of the frog, and we'll be waiting for those to cure and then we will do the second part, which is just doing the colours on the base. So using my heat gun, it's on the lowest setting. I'm just trying to get a good start on any bubbles. But this resin's not too bad, I don't think, for degassing as well. And I've pulled out a few different colours of alcohol inks. They are all from Let's Resin. I've simply decanted them all into the needle nose bottles, including the white sinker. And there's also a bottle there which is filled with alcohol, isopropyl alcohol, and a few different mixtures of Let's Resin ethereal powders. It's something that Toompish Crafts did a while back, and I believe Mini Scenes GB have also done it. I've used it a few times before I started doing videos. Yeah, so I've pulled out purple, blue, red, I think it's a peach red, yellow, yeah, that's what I pulled out. And I just realised that I wanted to put the ethereal powder mix, not powder, alcohol mix that I made myself. I forgot. It's no harm, no foul. It just gives a pretty thing. So I've not got a plan. I don't tend to plan. I'm just using colours that I think work really well together, and that would be blue, purple, red, and the yellow, because you can, the yellow basically makes a bit of a green and such as that. And always make sure, before I started the video, I did give all of these a good shake, especially the Sinker White. It is the Let's Resin Sinker White. I just love the way it dances. Can you see? When you pop it down on the colours, it starts dancing. It is such I love seeing it. It's one of my favourite things. The pigment will sink to the bottom of your bottles. So always make sure that you are giving them a really good shake. I'm not spraying with isopropyl alcohol. I couldn't remember if that was a thing. It's been so long since I last done any Petri art, and I have done Petri art pretty well in the past. I've got some lovely necklaces and such, which are on my website if you happen to be interested. Haha. So it's just a case of dropping in where you fancy. You can have negative space if you want, but I kind of wanted to fill up the space. And I'd just like to thank everybody for their likes and their comments. I really appreciate it. There is a link in my description if you'd like to buy me a coffee, because I love getting those. Everything I make goes straight back into my channel for supplies and getting bits and pieces. And that shouldn't have been a 3-drop, but yeah, it's cool. Look at the legs, isn't it cool? And I've also got a membership going on, and it's cool. I'm really excited by it. I've only got one level for all. It's only $3.99 a month. You get early access pictures, you get early access to videos, not all but some, and you get cool stickers to use in comments. And, you know, we're going to make a community out of it. So if you fancy, please do join my membership, and you have an exclusive album of music. So if you do enjoy the music, you get to have there's an entire, I think nearly 50 minutes worth of the first album that I've created from the app that I use, because I have ownership of those. So I hope you do join. If not, like, comment, subscribe. Subscribing is absolutely free, and it really, really helps. If you're not able to do any memberships or buying coffees, that's absolutely fine. I know, I get it. I've been there, So, next stage. Now, problem. Usually you wait about 45 minutes. Yeah. I got distracted. I ended up having to do a run for going out. I had to take my husband to an emergency appointment. So I didn't get to do the swirl, but we're going to persevere. Yeah, I didn't get to do the swirls. So I have no idea how this is going to turn out. So I'm going to persevere. Not everything works, and I'm learning too. As much as anyone, I'm learning. So we're just going to go with it. So I've pulled out. I was not thinking, and I went to pour all the green in, but it's fine. I covered it up with purple. I can't even pronounce the name of this brand, but I will link it in the description box below if I remember. If I happen to forget, please ask me in the comments. And I do forget these things by the time I edit, put voice in, upload, and all that good stuff. I often do forget. So if you are curious and do want, please ask me in the comments, and I absolutely will link you. I do try to link everything I possibly can, but I don't always remember those things. So that's a lovely green. I think it's sparkle green, something like that. And this is just a lovely purple. Going off the back of the fact that I love green and purple together. So I'm mixing those in just for the base of the frog to go into the arms and the feet. And I don't really mind what's first, what sits. I'm just happy for it to be a crazy cookie mix. It seems though that I was quite happy to have mainly the green in the feet on this one, but I really don't mind. See, I changed my mind there and just, we're going to swing around. I have no idea what's happening anymore, because I might not have managed to do what I was planning to do. So a spray of isopropyl alcohol, and I'm just trying to get under there to the chin, because that's where the bubbles like to live. And put him aside for now. And again, same thing. Well, no, sorry, not the same thing. On this frog, I decided to go main part of the body with the green and into the feet with the purple. Because it's so rock and roll, and I'm crazy like that. So scraping the life out of that cap. Reminds me of lime jelly. Oh, I love lime jelly. I really want lime jelly now. But we don't have any in. So, as usual, I always start overboard on the first foot that I'm trying to concentrate on. I did quite well on the other frog. But this one, I kind of got distracted for a moment and ended up blobbing it in. But it's fine because it still needs to, you know, it'll whittle down and go into the main body of the frog. And you can always, you know, keep an eye on it and scrape a little bit out if you need to. The pink is obviously, I should have thought to wipe the sides of the mould, because the ink was obviously still sitting there and still slightly damp, but it's fine, it's all good. Yeah, so I'm just scraping off the little excess bits just to make it easier when it comes to demoulding and not having to, you know, use the deburrer or the craft knife. And this froggy over here definitely needed more in his little feet, because as the resin moved down into the main body, you know, you could see that the feet didn't have much. So it's always a good idea to let them have a sit and a think for a few moments. And again with those, so we might as well do swirly whirlies by here. Couldn't do swirly whirlies earlier because I completely messed up. And actually this is the next day because I was so gutted that I didn't get back to them in time to do the swirl for the Petri art. I actually left them for the, you know, till the following day to add this next bit because by now I wasn't even sure. So spray of isopropyl alcohol, and we'll call it good for now. Waiting. We're done like waiting. 'Tis I am back. So the froggies are done. Now, me personally, I prefer demoulding these frogs from the moulds when the feet are very, very slightly bendy. Obviously you have to be very careful, but I really struggle to get these out of the moulds when they are like solidly rock hard. It's only the feet that are, they're done, they're just slightly, yeah, my thing just broke. But I've got a nice technique for getting them out a lot easier and it works for me. So there we go, there's one froggy out. And I'm not letting you peek. Yeah, it's at that point I'm like, swap over the dotting tool, Lou. And I've said many times before that I keep my nails very short, so demoulding stuff like this is just easier with a dotting tool rather than potentially cutting fingers and catching fingers and stuff. So it works. It honestly works. You just got to be careful with those tootsies. Feet out and pop, pop it goes. Are you ready? Are you ready? Ooh. Now give it a moment, because I'm aware the light is awful. But my goodness. Considering, I was just trying to turn my light off to see if that was better, but I don't think it is. But I'm going to just use my UV light to see if you can pick up, and you see, because the pinky reddy colour is a bit luminous when you shine it. It's all smoky in there. You'll see in the end pictures, it's just rubbish for picking up on the camera, but it is so gorgeous. I absolutely love it. I'm so pleased because I genuinely didn't think that there was going to be anything good to come out of this because I didn't get to swirl it. But I think they're absolutely gorgeous. And to me, it really does look, it looks like space. Space frogs. I'm so in love with them. I just think they're amazing. Yeah, they probably would have looked cool if I had managed to get to them in time. They need eyes. And they need crowns. Because all my froggies get crowns. So, as if by magic, bits appear, including a cat. That's Winnie. That's my little Winnie Woo. We've had her for nearly 2 weeks now, along with her brother. And she's gorgeous. She's very curious as well. But don't worry, the desk is clean. I thoroughly clean between every make and such. And she's not allowed up on you when I'm not there. So I decided I didn't want to cut because I really like what's going on with the eyes. So I'm just using my chrome marker, the silver one from Jdiction. And all I'm doing is simply the line across the frog's eyes. I'm not filling in the whole part. I'm just putting the lines in with the silver because I think the colouring and stuff of the inside of the frog is just too interesting. I went straight for the silver because of the silver I used in the eyes. I did have a look at a chrome one, but it didn't do it for me. So I'm happy with the silver. I think it looks great. And I also made sure that Winnie was down on the floor once I pulled out the UV resin. So just using the light to put it in place. And off camera, I didn't film it on this occasion, but I do also use UV resin on the frog's eyes, just to make sure that that silver chrome marker doesn't get rubbed off. And it does look better. It looks a lot better, but you will see in the glamour shots. So what do you think? It's as Bob Ross would say, it's one of those happy little accidents. I was genuinely gutted yesterday, absolutely, when I didn't get home in time, but I will not waste resin. So that's why I persevered with it. Look at that. It's so pretty. I should have put a light under. Nah, there would no light would go through. I put the purple and green on, so I don't think it'd be worth it. So I just got a micro brush there and I've just sprayed on some isopropyl alcohol because those pens are I really need to invest in some, slimmer line chrome pens. And I genuinely did think that I was on camera at this point. I was just tidying up where I'd gone slightly over the eye because I wanted it to be neatly within the eye socket. So it was just that. I really, really, really love them. I know I keep saying it, but I genuinely thought they would be ruined and awful. Admittedly, I wish I had put in less purple. It's quite a dark purple from the Let's Resin set, but look at those swirls. It's like smoke, like pinky swirly smoke. I even like the purple and the green on the bottom. I think it's great. They look really... You can just about see the twinkle in there from their ethereal powders from Tiny Turner mixed in. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed. I enjoyed watching them. Thank you for watching. Love you. Stay weird.
Nerdgoblinart draws a magic world with foxes that prance and badgers that dance. A whirlwind of dreams with a single glance. Gerald the alligator grins so wide. In enchanted waters he loves to hide. Dragons breathe wonder with flames so bright. Each creature born from a magic night. Nerdgoblin paints life in every brush. Animals frolic in a vibrant rush. From canvases to tales